Hello everyone, and welcome to Lunar Wisdom with Laurel Tree Astrology, where I will help you to discover the transformative power of the moon. This is my first YouTube video debut! Yay! This channel has been at least 5 years in the making. I am a practicing astrologer and mystic, and I decided to begin with the Chinese New Year and in great Aquarian fashion, where I will be planting long-term seeds and commitments towards my future. Aquarius is in my 7th house, but rules my 11th house, where Gemini is in my chart. So astrologically, this is a destined time for me to come out and share openly and with the collective and all of you who stumbled upon my channel. It is my hope that this channel can be like a gateway to understanding and harnessing the energy of the new and full moon cycles. Together, we'll explore fun and accessible ways to work with the lunar energy, unlock cosmic growth opportunities, and reclaim our power. I hope you will enjoy diving into the astrology with moon rituals and interactive practices designed to empower and inspire you. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned moon enthusiast, you'll find practical tips, meaningful insights, and plenty of support for your journey toward self-discovery and intentional living. I will be posting content every 2 weeks to coincide with the new and full moon cycles, and below you'll find links to my Instagram and Facebook page where you can reach out to me to schedule your own personal reading. I do offer both astrology chart readings and tarot readings at this time. I also do ritual coaching where I can teach you how to perform or prepare for a ritual according to your preferences. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss out on an opportunity to align with the rhythm of the cosmos. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all love and light and a very happy Chinese New Year and new moon in Aquarius. May this be a powerful and transformative time for you. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit into the lore of the Chinese New Year. This myth starts, like all great myths, with a monster named Nian, Nian. I am more than likely pronouncing that incorrectly because I am not Chinese, but feel free to correct me in the comments. So this monster lived in the ocean depths and would come out and just devastate the villages in China. On one such occasion, the monster was coming and all the villagers are panicking and freaking out. And so there's a beggar who is seeking shelter from one of these villages. And for him to get someone to agree to give him shelter, he promises to stand up to this monster if it came to it. And the way he planned to do that was by using red paper to put on the doors, because apparently Nian, the sea monster, was afraid of the color red. So, of course, it happened. Nian came and all the villagers were preparing. They were putting their papers on the door, and the beggar also used fireworks to scare the monster away. Another form of protection is what was called a Chunlian, Chunlian, and that is a poem that was posted on the doors to protect the homes from Nian and other evil spirits. So I thought that was really interesting. These years, like this is the year of the snake, they rotate on 12-year cycles. And the year of the snake symbolizes transformation, wisdom, and adaptability. And I thought that was really relevant, especially for us going into the new era of the age of Aquarius. And just that Pluto also is in Aquarius, which is also a symbol of transformation. So I thought that was an interesting little synchronicity there between the two cultures, our Western astrology and the Chinese lore. Also below, I included a link if you want to see a little bit of the Chinese festival and how they celebrate every year. All right, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of that Chinese lore and my intro video. To get started, I did opt to do more of voiceover during these episodes, but in the future I do plan to be on camera more once I get my bearings and just get used to myself on camera. I'm so excited to share this first YouTube video with you all. This is a brand new adventure for me. But I also want you to know that I'm completely open to any suggestions or feedback to help me grow and improve along the way. 2025 has already felt like such an incredible year full of potential. And while I know there will be ups and downs, I hope we can support one another through it all. I'm excited to grow together, not just in understanding astrology, but also in building a positive and supportive community here. So diving into the new moon in Aquarius. Whew, this energy is going to nudge us outside of our comfort zones, but in an exciting way. Think of it as a kind of nervous kinetic energy, like the buzz of anticipation rather than full-on anxiety. Luckily, the aspects of this new moon are mostly positive. It's all about embracing new beginnings and stepping into what feels like the start of a whole new era. This new moon doesn't just heighten our intellect, it will also amplify our intuition and self-awareness, offering us profound insights and revelations. It's the perfect time to gain clarity for the next steps in your journey. I'll also be walking you through key astrological transits that will influence us in the coming weeks. Right now, we're in Aquarius season, with the sun entering Aquarius on January 19th. But what makes this Aquarius season especially significant is Pluto. The planet Pluto has recently moved to 1 degree of Aquarius after spending the past 15 years in Capricorn. This is a huge shift. It's like turning a page on a long chapter, as Pluto's journey through Capricorn began way back in November of 2008 and ended in early January of 2024. Throughout the video, I will also be sharing some key dates with you to see if any of it resonates. You would be able to think back on these moments in your life or these times in your life. You might notice repeating patterns or themes, and this will give you a chance to reflect on those patterns and work through them. Another major astrological shift I'll touch on is the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. I'll explain what this means and how these energies will influence us individually and collectively. So now moving on to Aquarius and Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius. This is a pretty significant shift for the collective. Pluto is an outer planet. Anytime any of the outer planets move into a different zodiac sign, we do feel it pretty significantly. Pluto will be in Aquarius until March of 2043, and the last time that Pluto was in Aquarius was March 23rd of 2023 to June 11th, 2023. Then it made its full deep dive on January 20th of 2024. I think Pluto in Aquarius is a lot like the tectonic shifts in consciousness for the collective. It's a pretty huge shift, but it's happening at such a deep level that it takes time for us on the surface to see it, for it to come up to the surface. There's going to be such seismic activity deep within us, and this will transform our lives for the next 20 years. Pluto's transit is slow, but its impact is deeply powerful. And wherever Pluto is in your chart, you can locate the house that it is transiting, and that will show you where this metamorphosis is happening for you. Moving on to Mercury conjunct Pluto. Another fun fact, Mercury is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 2 degrees. So like they are in thick with each other right now. What you communicate will be more powerful with this conjunction, and it will come from a place of deep, thoughtful conviction. You may feel compelled to share your thoughts with someone or get to the bottom of something. This conjunction brings with it problem-solving energy. Your mind may feel chaotic and all over the place, and the depth of your thoughts could make you uncomfortable not sharing something. So even though this might be a little bit uncomfortable because of the depth of your convictions, it's actually very positive energy because of other things happening with the moon and how it is aspecting other planets in the sky. So this is all working together. And I'd just like to encourage you that if there is something that's on your heart or mind to share, that right now may be a good time to share it, but of course take your time when thinking about these things. All I'm saying is that energy is supporting you sharing things that maybe you have wanted to share but haven't been able to, or that you've been holding back for a while. But wait, there's more. So Black Moon Lilith is in the sign of Libra at 3 degrees and is pretty close to the South Node in Virgo, which is at 28 degrees of Virgo. The South Node is. Black Moon Lilith is an energy point that is often associated with darkness or the darker sides of our nature. It's the parts of ourselves that we might want to keep hidden or may even feel ashamed of, the parts of ourselves that we fear. The good news is that currently Mercury is going to trine Black Moon Lilith. So this is going to give us the propensity to want to express our thoughts and passions with precision. Even if we might feel ashamed of these things, this kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned we might be uncomfortable with the things that come up, but we're going to be more uncomfortable not sharing what we have inside us to share. Pluto is also trine Black Moon Lilith. So this is definitely going to bring some enhanced intuition. It's going to bring up to the surface some deeper underlying desires. This is going to be a driving force. You'll be investigating your inner landscapes. It'll bring you into a self-realization. It'll bring revelation, and it will also empower you to make those life changes. So even though Black Moon Lilith is often associated as a negative energy or a dark energy, it is wanting to talk. It is wanting to bring things up from the surface. It is being encouraged to do so, and that's always a good thing. It's facing fears and moving past those fears into freedom. Okay, so before I get into some of the upcoming energies to be mindful of, I wanted to talk a little bit about the nodes of fate. On January 12th, the North Node moved from the sign of Aries into the sign of Pisces, and the South Node moved from the sign of Libra into the sign of Virgo. So now the North Node is in Pisces and the South Node is in Virgo. And this is also another very significant shift that's happened. They will be in these signs for the next 18 months. The North Node will be pushing you more towards your destiny, and the South Node will be pushing you more towards the things that you need to let go of and release. And this is significant for your development as a soul. The North Node in Pisces opens us up to Piscean energy, such as connection with the divine, spirituality, our imagination, and the magical realms. Themes of creativity, compassion, and surrender are strong here, as well as our dream state. This is also a very healing and intuitive energy. This energy will drive you towards healing and spiritual evolution wherever Pisces is in your chart and the house that it occupies. The South Node in Virgo is more focused on energy you need to let go of, places where you may have gotten too comfortable, or things that are holding you back, such as negative or even destructive patterns, wherever it is that Virgo is in your chart. These themes of Virgo are themes of busyness, micromanaging, perfectionism, our daily habits and routines, the way that we are in service to others, and our health and well-being. The emphasis with this nodal shift is healing, Pisces, and health, Virgo, where spirituality meets the practical and where our dreams meet our reality. So those are kind of the polarities there. Spirituality, practicality, dreams versus reality. So we just discussed some major and strong influences affecting this new moon. Now I'm going to get into a little bit of more specific aspects to the new moon, such as this new moon is trine Jupiter in Gemini. A trine is positive energy. This will bring with it growth through honest and inspiring conversations. There will be great opportunities for conversations that will benefit you or take you further into your hopes and dreams. This is also strongly influenced by the fact that the sun is also trining Jupiter in Gemini. This is a very optimistic energy, influencing us to be more social and out in the open and to perhaps expand in our growth and ideas with others, such as family, friends, or publicly. We may feel inspired to share with others or be inspired by others at this time. So earlier when I mentioned like this is a very positive new moon, this is why, mostly because the sun is trining Jupiter at this time, and also the Mercury conjunction with Pluto is bringing with it a depth to these conversations and a depth to us understanding or even knowing or being conscientious of those things deep inside us that we want to bring up and are ready to share. I hope that you've enjoyed the video so far. I'm going to be getting into the upcoming energies for you to be mindful of, such as Uranus stationing direct on January 30th, the day after the new moon, and Neptune conjunct the North Node happening February 6th of 2025. And towards the end, I'll also include some resources to help guide you as well. So going back a little bit, if you'll remember when I mentioned that this new moon was going to have some excitable kinetic energy, that energy, I think, is also influenced by the planet Uranus and where it is at in our chart. Currently, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. It has been retrograde for the past 5 months since September 1st of 2024. And this would have given us an inclination to go inward and explore different perspectives in the Taurus themes and areas of our chart. Uranus is going to be going direct on January 30th, the day after the new moon. So this is a time of history in the making with Uranus and Taurus. As a collective, we're all being called to define what makes each and every one of us unique. Breakthroughs with our individual gifts and talents are happening during this time, and who we truly are wants to break through and come out of the closet of fears or whatever has been holding us back. So this is very exciting energy, but it's also, well, Uranus rules our nervous system, so it can give us that excitable, anxious feeling, but it's also the planet of breakthrough and revolution, innovative thinking. So we're going to be moving forward as far as our individuality goes and the areas in which we want to break through from. And finally, we have reached the transit of Neptune conjunct the North Node in Pisces. This transit will begin on February 6th of 2025. This energy feels like you are on a spiritual mission. Your intuition is driving you towards your greatest spiritual potential at this time. This is also very healing energy. You may be able to identify karmic patterns that you are working through and completing. This is an energy of guidance flowing from the spiritual realms. You may be feeling a strong desire to discover your true spiritual path, your true spiritual purpose, and your true spiritual identity. An important key date here is the last time the North Node was in Pisces was June of 2006 to December of 2008. So you may be able to think back to that time and what you were going through and be able to identify some of these patterns that are ready to go to the next level and possibly complete. I've included this astrological house wheel for your reference. I did mention several times throughout the episode that you can identify where these energies are hitting you if you have access to your natal chart and see where these transits are falling and the house in which the zodiac sign that these planets are in occupies. So for example, right now, Pisces is my 8th house, and the North Node is transiting my 8th house. The South Node is transiting where Virgo is in my chart, which is my 2nd house. So I am pushing forward and growing in the areas of intimacy, sex, bonding, shared money, and property, and the areas in which I'm set to let go of or release old karmic patterns are my values, work, daily routines, and money. And I can honestly say that that couldn't be any more true. I've definitely been feeling all of that. With Aquarius being an air sign and influenced by the deep Plutonian energy and the excitable Uranus influence steaming forward, we're going to want to take some time to practice mindfulness, stilling the mind and creating a space to tap into our intuition and hear what the divine is wanting to share with us at this time for our development and growth. Some herbs you can work with are chamomile. This is for calming the mind, lavender for relaxation, and eucalyptus for the deep healing that's taking place, and of course sage to sanctify and purify your space. Some crystals you can work with are aquamarine. That's a traditional Aquarian stone. That's for embracing the evolution happening in the Aquarius areas of your chart. Amethyst for intuition, and labradorite for that deep spiritual insight. You can use these herbs and crystals just to have in your space to make tea with, to meditate, or maybe even have an infused bath, whichever feels right for you. New moons are wonderful times for setting intentions. With Aquarius being an air sign, here are some tips to consider if you'd like to align your intention setting practice with this energy. I personally like to meditate as part of my intention setting ritual, especially under an air sign like the new moon in Aquarius. Writing down your intentions can be a powerful and grounding practice. While I usually save burning for fire signs or burying for earth sign new moons, you should follow whatever feels most meaningful to you. There is a lot of spiritual energy associated with this new moon, which is another reason I would recommend meditation for tapping into your intuition, connecting with your spirit guides, and going within. Here I have listed some prompts to guide you in your intention setting, such as, how do I see myself in 3, 5, or even 10 years? Where would I like to see myself? How will I grow in the public eye? Where am I ready to show my true self, talent, or aspiration I've kept hidden? What fears am I ready to overcome? Or where am I ready to be healed from the past? These are just suggestions or examples. An example of setting an intention can be something like, I intend to focus on my life's passion and start a YouTube astrology channel. Or something like, I intend to finally be open about my spirituality and find my tribe. Another one could be like, I'd like to start my business in the next 3 years, or be a business owner in the next 3 years. Another example could be like, I intend to take a public speaking class so I can finally become a keynote speaker, which is my dream. Stuff like that. And of course, you can reach out to me and I can schedule a meeting with you and I can go over this with you individually and see how it pertains to your specific natal chart and the transits affecting you at this time. So that wraps up this exploration of the new moon in Aquarius. I hope this video inspired you and provided some valuable tips to help you harness the unique energy of this new moon. Aquarius invites us to embrace innovation, collaboration, and fresh perspectives, making it a perfect time to set intentions around personal growth, collective impact, and bold new beginnings. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. It truly supports my channel and allows me to continue sharing these practices with you. Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram if you'd like to schedule a personalized reading. I'm offering special insights tailored to your unique chart and current transits. I'll be back in just a couple of weeks to talk about the full moon in Leo, which will bring its own fiery, heartfelt energy to explore. Until then, I wish you all a very blessed day filled with intention and cosmic alignment.